Hi everyone, this is Tyler. Today we're going to do a quick review on the Superchips traildash 2 for the JK Wrangler. I chose this as one of my modifications to my Jeep because I wanted to know my transmission temperature while I'm driving down the road or doing crawling speed off-road. I tried using a couple of different apps like the Torque app and the Torque Pro app with a couple of different dongles for the OBD2, and they all just seemed kind of laggy. Not to mention I had to preload a PID for it to actually work on a Mopar. This already has everything preset, and I can change any of this information, whatever I feel like, just by holding it down, and I can change the PID. I can select any of these new ones, and the list is pretty endless, whatever you feel like. So, that in itself was worth it, so I can monitor transmission temperature while I'm driving down the road. The other big thing about this is I can change the tire size and the axle ratio right from here. I can even idle this thing up if I'm winching or using heavy drain on the electrical system. One of the other cool things that this does is you can wire in with an extra accessory 4 different rocker switches that you can control your fog lights, your rock lights, whatever you feel like. Then onto the off-road screen. It has pitch and roll, plus mine being a Rubicon, these switches work so much better and easier to lock my front and rear lockers in, or to even unlock my sway bar, just from these 2 buttons. So the other main reason I got this was I wanted to turn off my TPMS light because I don't have any sensors in my wheels. And I was pretty confident that I could get that to work. So I get this, and in order to unlock the TPMS screen right here, you have to have a code punched into this thing. And so to get the code, you have to go to their website and fill out a disclaimer saying that you're trying to be able to raise or lower the threshold of the tire sensor pressure. So I did this, and it said to wait a few days and you would hear back. Well, after a few weeks, I never heard anything back. So I called them, and they said, oh, well, you need to do this again and go online and fill out another one. So this went on at least 4 or 5 times over a couple of month period. And their customer service leaves a lot to be desired. I finally got someone on the phone that helped me and get the right code. We had to punch in 2 or 3 different codes before it would work, but it finally unlocked where I could raise or lower the threshold of the sensor's pressure. So I went on down the road and I tried turning off the pressure light, and I never could find it. I couldn't figure out what was going on. So I called them again, and they said that I was not able to do that. And that was kind of disheartening. So I rode around with the annoying chime going off for another couple of months, and just sitting one day playing with it, I noticed this little tire pressure symbol right here on this tire. If you click that, that turns off the system, and you won't have that chime anymore when you crank your vehicle up. That is so helpful, not having that annoying chime every single time that you crank your vehicle up. So this thing can do multiple other things. Obviously, since it's a tuner, you can change the different tune settings. I leave mine on the 87 octane tune, and every now and then I'll try out the level 5 mileage, but I never actually notice too much of a difference in miles per gallon. What I do notice in between stock in the 87 octane tune and the mileage tune is the shift points and the throttle response. Now, going from stock to the 87 octane tune is well worth it. I highly doubt it's adding any horsepower. It's just using the power that you already have in a different way. And that in itself is very well worth it. I haven't used any of these other tunes. This crawl tune is only available to the Rubicons, and I have not used that because everyone says that it's so low that it's almost unusable. So I just leave it on the 87 octane tune, and that works for me. I feel like I get pretty good gas mileage. Some of the other cool features that this thing can do after it loads is you can change the background on this thing. You can keep records in this. It even has a data logger if you feel like that. So it can scan codes, it can erase codes. It has a mileage coach that you monitor your mileage for, I think it said 3 fill-ups, and then you punch it in and it tells you and monitors while you drive things that you can change to help out your miles per gallon. The other really cool thing is this maintenance manager. So if you're always forgetful like I am about when you need to do this or when you need to do that, you can go in here and select items, and all of this you can change what miles that you want this thing to be changed at, and it'll even set a chime off. So if you want to change your engine oil, or if you need to lube up the tie rod ends, you can click on this and say you want the alert to go off at every 5,000 or 1,000, whatever you feel like interval, so that you know whenever this pops off that you need to service and lube your tie rod ends. This has just been kind of a quick video that goes over some of the small features that are in this Superchips. I feel like it was well worth the money. I know a lot of people I've seen didn't seem like they were very happy with it, and I'm not sure if it's just they didn't have a Rubicon and using the Rubicon settings, but what I was looking for in a tuner, being able to monitor my trans temperature and turn off the tires sensor, has been well worth the money, and I don't see where I could use my Jeep without this thing on a day-to-day basis now. I watch my speed off of this thing because it's right here inside my windshield. I feel like it was a very good purchase and a great add-on to my Jeep. Thanks for tuning in, guys.